Stannis Baratheon has come to put himself on the Iron Throne, and he will destroy King's Landing if that is what he needs to do. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish, and welcome back to some more Total War 7 Kingdoms, a Game of Thrones mod for Attila Total War. And today we have another epic 2 vs 2 online battle as they try and recreate the Battle of Blackwater Bay. We have two armies, one led by Stannis Baratheon over here on the left-hand side. You can notice these guys from the kind of dragon heart symbol we have, and Stannis Baratheon himself is going to be leading the soldiers. We can find him down here. He has a really cool custom model. There we go, Stannis right there, the only true king of Westeros, and then leading the secondary Stormlands army. So I like to think that these guys are all the banners that after Renly died by the magical witchcraft, they all bent the knee, and this is kind of the command that Sir Davos is leading over on the right hand side. You can see the Onion Knight right here as well. This is obviously also the battle where they didn't really use fire, the dragon fire at all to blow up most of the ships. So again, that's kind of a little bit of a difference, but still cool nonetheless. Then defending, we have a large portion of the defense being these awesome looking gold cloaks, the city garrison, and again you can see the awesome models right here looking very nice. These guys aren't the strongest fighters, they are kind of just glorified town's watchmen. However, some of these guys can do some serious damage. They're also supplemented with a force from the Lannisters, so we have a pretty nice Lannister force currently garrisoned inside of the city, which is going to be defending the walls and trying to bide as much time, because there is word that Tywin is on his way with an army from the Reach. We even have Joffrey Baratheon back here being led with his Kingsguard, and we also have the Hound as well. And yes, I know that he is a bit too big, but apparently you can't change the size of these models or whatever. So yeah, we have Joffrey being a little bit too big and bold. He actually looks like he's going to command the armies rather than be a little coward hiding in the back. But yes, that's pretty cool. So we've got them two armies, and then we also have the army from Tywin with the forces of the Reach led by Loras Tyrell right here, and he's going to be pushing forward the rest of the army. We also have Tywin over on the left-hand side alongside them. You can see him right there. Just about. It is a bit dark as well. I have went ahead and stuck up the brightness as much as I can, and I'll try and do some color correction as well in the VOD as well, so that you guys will see a little bit more, because it is quite dark, and I know YouTube does like to compress a lot of the dark stuff. But this is going to be an epic battle. We have so many soldiers, over 11,000 on both sides, and I'm really excited to see how this one does play out. Something that you guys really need to note though, number-wise, a large portion of the defending armies, or at least probably over half of their defending armies, are going to be outside of the city, and these guys aren't allowed to come in until a set time, and I will let you guys know when it actually does happen. So you guys will not know when and if Tywin will turn up with the army from the Reach, which I think should make this really exciting. And right now, Stannis is simply just trying to storm the walls of King's Landing, taking it down. And, if he can get his entire army inside the walls, it's going to flip the defense almost, and put that in favor of Stannis as he tries to push back the Tyrell army that comes his way. I also think this is going to be really cool, because a large portion of this army on the left-hand side is just straight up Stormlands unit. So it's kind of got like that Renly-esque army feel to them. Like the normal Stormlands where you got green shields and yellow shields. You can't really see it when it's this dark, but it's still going to look really cool. And then you kind of have the contingent of loyal Stannis infantrymen over on the left-hand side. Also, let's just take a look at the sheer scale of this battle. This is pretty goddamn epic as both sides advance further and further forward. And this is being run as well in 1440p. We've got, this many men. A lot of people give Attila quite a lot of crap for not being well optimized, but I mean, with more modern PCs, it seems to be running pretty well. But again, I do have a very good PC, so that's obviously a good portion. So right now, the Lannisters are peppering the defenders. I imagine trying to burn as many of these pieces of siege equipment as they can. If they can take down one or two of these ladders, it's going to make their life a lot easier. As you can see, there are quite a few coming along, and the first battering ram is going to go ahead and make its way to the gatehouse itself and start smashing that down. The Lannisters are going to be volleying arrows down, though, trying to take down as many of these Baratheons. And as you can see, a lot of these Baratheon swordsmen are being peppered away. They're down to 93 men, so they've almost lost a large portion. Seems like their battering ram is glitching out a little bit, but hopefully they'll be able to sort that one out, because it'd really suck if that broke out. Good old Tilla Sieges for you right there. Rest of the ladders are making their way to the wall itself. Also, did you guys see the Super Bowl Game of Thrones commercial? If so, what did you think of it? Are you really excited for Season 8? We're definitely going to be doing more of these battles as Season 8 gets closer and closer, and obviously throughout Season 8 as well, we'll be recreating all the battles that we see on the TV series. So if that's something that you guys do enjoy, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Drop a like down below as well if you do enjoy this video and want to see more epic battles. And if you have any cool ideas, put that down as well, because this battle was sent in to me by my Discord. So, you know, these guys are always looking for more interesting battles to do. So it's the best way to go ahead and find out. So as you can see, the ladders are now at the walls. The battle for them are going to go ahead and continue very, very quickly. We get some nice rear shots of the Baratheon infantry, but it does look very cool just seeing them climbing up. And really only like in their path are going to be these gold cloaks, who aren't going to be the strongest infantry in the world, you know. Oh, look at how cool this burning. What the hell happened here? Oh, the ladder must have gone down, yeah, from the towers themselves. Wow, that is brutal. I wonder as well, yeah, here we go. So we've got a nice assault coming up as well from the Baratheons, led by Sir Davos Seaworth right here, the Onion Knight. He's sending forward a big contingent of his infantry, and I imagine their job is to go ahead and storm this gatehouse. However, there is burning oil on the gatehouse, so it's going to be very, very difficult for them to really dominate that. There we go, another ladder going down. This is going to really start to cause some issues for the assaulting Baratheons. It's going to probably create a lot of big problems. However, over on this side, we can see that Stannis has his infantry pushing hard on the walls, and they are very, very cleanly taking this to their opponents. Yeah, there's not really much in the way. We also have some more gold cloak crossbows retreating back as the Lannisters on this part of the wall try their best to defend. But as we can see, it is going to be a big problem for them to be able to clear this one out. And we have another contingent of Stannis advancing some more heavy infantry by the looks of it. And actually, we have the weaker infantry. So what? This is a smart play as well by the attackers. They sent forward their elite infantry to kind of make a beachhead on the walls, and now they're throwing forward just pure numbers. The levy infantry, these guys have, you know, okay armor, a sword, but that's about it. And these guys are mainly just here to storm the walls and just kind of support the stronger infantry with just sheer numbers. Overwhelming, because yeah, the longer these towers can shoot, the more damage is going to occur. As well as that, I imagine this unit is going to die fairly soon. But as you can see, the walls are starting to fall bit by bit. Again, sorry, it is pretty dark. Hopefully I've made it bright enough for you guys to see. I mean, I am also on the highest brightness, I'm pretty sure. If we take a quick look, yeah, highest brightness and everything. Attila battles are just so dark. Dark and dingy for sure. Even the tower over here is volleying in here to help the defenders. They need every bit of help they can get, honestly. How is the Onion Knight doing over on this side? Pretty well. He's managed to secure this side. Basically, there are a few gold cloak infantrymen still fighting bravely. They're no match for the assault that is currently taking place. And you can see a little bit better in the color of the shields right there. Some are kind of like yellow and some are green. Obviously to show the reach and the Stormlands together. We are now, no, he's a more gold cloak swordsman. So the Lannisters have taken over a defense right here. However, it seems like there's a lot of archers up here. Yeah, we do have a unit of Stormend Levy crossbowmen focusing down and basically trying to clear out anything they can at this gatehouse, which is not a bad idea. Nice aggressive way to use crossbows. Shout out if you get that reference. But the rest of the walls are starting to look a bit dire. They do have a very nice position here. Those some nice bowmen who have been covering the wall itself, putting them down as best as they can. I imagine these guys probably have a fair amount of kills on them, if I'm not surprised. 75, not bad for a unit of levy bowmen, and they are still getting plenty more kills. So it's a really effective way of doing that. We do have a main assault right here, though, by Stannis. He has sent forward his guardsmen to try and take the gate itself. More men are coming down as well. Yeah, Stannis is really looking to take this, and that's just a horrible effect right there. I apologize for burning your eyes. So he's going to be advancing forward everything he gets. He needs to be... Oh, no, actually, I was going to say, he needs to be very careful, because if he's destroyed, they'll kill all of his men around and prevent you from really getting soldiers down off the wall, because these get destroyed as well, the kind of stairways down. However, there is one over here, so you can still get your men off. But it looks pretty bad. The men from Dragonstone the loyal men to Stannis, the one true king. They're now breaking way and securing big sections of the wall, and that's going to really put the advantage in his court, because once these gatehouses go down, he can start bringing in the rest of his army and just basically getting it inside of the city to prevent this massive reach assault. We know it does come. You've got a lot of these, kind of standard reach infantrymen right here, lots of really, really good men. And then you have the Imperial infantry right there. Like, so good. They really remind me of like infantry from like the Elder Scroll games as well. They look very, very nice. And we also have a nice contingent from the Tarleys, led by Randall Tarley, if I can pronounce. You can see him right there. Very, 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 very strong man when it comes to leading infantry. Few cavalry. I think these guys are simply moving around right now, the cavalry. So you can have that epic cavalry charge that we saw when they stormed the beach itself. The gatehouse has also gone down now. That's going to allow Stannis to advance forward, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look at this big push by Stannis coming into the city itself. The right gate is proving a little bit harder. The Onion Knight struggling a little bit to get more and more men over here. However, as you can see, the Gold Cloaks are starting to fall back, because one of the big problems is that once the gatehouse itself goes down, then the infantry are going to pour through on other sections of the wall and then basically envelop this position, making it much easier for them to break through. However, it seems like they are doing a good job right now at coming through. And it is only going to be a matter of time until they manage to secure that gatehouse as well and advance forward. And as you can see, there is still, this army is currently sitting pretty stationary. The reinforcements have not arrived yet. The forces are being led by Loras Tyrell. Not great whatsoever. It's always so sad how because I like Loras Tyrell. He's a cool character, the Flower Knight in the books, and he ends up basically dying on the siege of Dragonstone in the books. Cersei orders him to go and take the city, and is not very effective. Oh, here we go. The Reach army is now starting to move slowly but surely. The infantry, I think, are pouring themselves into the city to go ahead and reinforce it. However, I don't think they're allowed to commit this cavalry quite yet. We'll keep a good eye on this for these cavalry charges. But I think for now, the infantry are going to arrive before these cavalrymen do itself. And they're going to basically make their way into the city itself. So that's probably why this part of the wall was sectioned off and these guys couldn't attack it. So I think they're going to pour themselves into the city. The infantry is going to march. If these guys are going to march into the city to kind of act as like a reinforcement. There's plenty of these guys pushing forward. Lots of, medium infantry, heavy infantry. Having the Tarleys turn up as well is going to be very, very useful. Yeah, I even have some Hornhill levies as well right here from the Tarleys. Pretty cool stuff indeed. And I imagine that that's going to kind of contain most of the fighting from Stannis. Whereas the rest of the Lannister army and the Gold Cloaks are going to be kind of the ones fighting away against the Onion Knight. The gatehouse is also being fought over pretty intensely right now. Okay guys, so I've hopefully made it a little bit brighter for you guys. Now I had to tweak a few settings externally, but hopefully it'll be a bit better, and I'll try my best to color correct the beginning of the replay. But it's just Attila battles are so goddamn dark. Hopefully it hasn't ruined the video too much. But as you can see, Stannis has brought the rest of his army inside as he has basically secured this entire area. The outer walls have been taken, and he's also now trying to take out the rest of these towers as well to give his army a nice time. Also, we do have the Onion Knight as well, Davos Seaworth, bringing in the rest of his army as he just did manage to secure the gatehouse right here. So basically, the outer walls completely taken. We do, as we saw just a second ago, have the Reach army advancing forward now, and as we can see a little bit more clearly now, they have plenty of really good infantry, and they just need to get these guys inside of the fortress. If they can get them inside King's Landing, then they'll stand a pretty good job. As well as that, we do have Tywin now moving with the support of the Tyrells led by Loras. And they're going to be going ahead and, I guess, trying to assault anything they can. Yeah, I think they're going to go over and try and hit the Onion Knight's army. I mean, Stannis has brought a decent amount of cavalry with him. We have these guardsmen horsemen. Along with, we have 3 guardsmen unit horses there. We have his own general unit. and then Stannis' 3 contingents of heavy horse, which are right here, so he can definitely do a lot of damage. But yeah, Tywin is coming in with full force right now. Luckily, the majority of Stannis' force has made it into the position itself. Oh no, the unit taking his tower must have routed. That is so bad. It means his tower can keep on shooting away. They need to send another army there quickly. As well as that, the rest of the Tyrell army has made it. So they'll be pouring into the city very, very quickly, ready to defend. The rest of the Lannisters and city guardsmen have made their way over, and they are simply retreating back. We're getting a few initial assaults as the kind of remnants of the wall-taking force charge their way against the Gold Cloaks. The Gold Cloaks send them back with brutal force. And you also have a few archers coming over. So yeah, it does seem like the Onion Knight is committing kind of his weaker, more tired infantry. And that really, really does show. You can see these men are starting to break. The morale isn't great. And they're kind of just acting as cannon fodder right now for the rest of the army to come inside the fortress. We also have Stannis as well committing some more of his kind of more exhausted units to the fight. And they're going to be fighting their match against the Lannisters. Right here, the Lannisters are going back and forth, but these guys are in shield wall, and they seem pretty good. Going up against levies shouldn't really give them the advantage, especially with the Gold Cloaks providing, you know, covering fire over the heads of the ammunition. Oh, we have a big engagement. My mistake. Wow, we must have missed this. We have Tywin coming in, just slaughtering the heavy knight cavalry of the Lord of Light right here, Stannis. Another cavalry charge coming in. Real brutal stuff. That almost Tywin himself as he charged in. However, oh my god, this is some Ramsay Bolton stuff right here. We have a beautiful archer fire coming over the wall itself, and they're going to be just trying to kill as many of these horsemen as they can. Loras is committing his horsemen outside the city, and it looks like the Onion Knight is quickly committing the rest of his cavalry over here to go ahead and act as some form of resistance. But with the support of Vitali, horsemen as well, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to go ahead and achieve victory out here. I really do. Also, the moon looks amazing up there. That does look very nice. Very nice indeed. So yeah, the Onion Knight's going to try and protect the rest of his infantry as he does push his way in. But I really do like the way that they are doing a two-pronged assault, you know. They're committing their infantry whilst also trying to fight out here. But the Lannisters absolutely slaughtered the Knightsmen. And now it seems like Stannis is kind of trapped. He can't go outside of the city because of all these heavy cavalry roaming around. But he also can't really, you know, he can't really push freely because he has the entire Reach army forming up. And I think Stannis might go a little bit aggressive right here. He has some of these guardsmen, spearmen. And the support, you know, the Lord of the Light is providing them with a floating cart right here to give them that little boost in morale, showing his glory. He also managed to blockade kind of the entrance as well. So this is a pretty good idea as well. Blockading the gatehouse of spearmen is going to warn off a lot of his cavalry. Yeah, the Onion Knight kind of needs to commit off. I think by the looks of it, they're just trying to prevent this cavalry from getting inside of the city with archers and infantry. It's not a bad plan. It will keep Loras pretty, you know, at bay for now. But we do have the Tyrells committing more and more men to this fight. And even though, you know, there is a battle over here with the Stormcloaks, the Stormcloaks, the Golden Cloaks, the Baratheon infantry are cutting their way through them. I think the main kind of contingent of this battle will now fall to the Reach, because if the Reach can make a big enough dent into Stannis' army, I think they'll have a pretty good job at preventing them from winning this siege. However, if Stannis can kind of keep the Reach at bay, push his way forward to the city centre, I mean, he is taking these capture points as well, which is a really smart idea. You know, the Lannisters are going to have to commit more men to stop this. But they also obviously need to keep Joffrey alive as well. They can't let Joffrey be taken care of. Joffrey just does not care for the battle whatsoever.
Come on then, if you think you're hard enough.
He does look a bit like a psychopath as well, just not blinking as well. Kind of sums him up. We also got the Hound there as well. Shout out to him with his burnt face, looking very cool. So yeah, the Lannisters are looking to kind of repel this assault, and as you can see, the Tyrells are slowly filtering more and more men into the city, and they are coming in with full force. So there is a nice kind of hill right here that the men from Dragonstone can cover very nicely over, and you can see that's exactly what they're doing, whilst the front line keeps them at bay. A lot of his archer fire, I think, is focusing down the Tyrell bowmen as well before they can really form up. Yeah, lots of these arrows finding their mark. And then obviously along the front line, we have a heavy fight.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Between the Tyrells and men from Dragonstone. More levymen as well being advanced forward, fighting over the carts themselves, over good positions. More soldiers being committed to this fight. You can go ahead and see these guys charging in now. Just any amount of numbers to keep these guys at bay will be perfect.
Enemy units have returned.
And even though these guys are levies, they're kind of ill-equipped, they still do damage just because of their true numbers. So that's kind of what they've really got themselves going for. So I wonder why the rest of this army isn't moving into the city. There's probably some rules about this, like this force can only move a contingent into the city. We do actually have a big engagement as the Unionite charges the Tali cavalry, and this is going to be really good for the Baratheons. They managed to kill a large amount of this cavalry. It might cost Lord Davos his life, but I guess it might be a sacrifice as Loras Tyrell also goes in. The Lannister cavalry is still so far away. They're quickly coming over, but I don't know if they will make it in time. There is also 2 units of guard spearmen over here. Wow, this has basically created, decimated the Baratheon cavalry, but it could be a big sacrifice. If Lord Davos can get out of here, then it'll be very useful. I think he managed to catch this Tali cavalry off guard, but I think he needs to pull out of this battle now because there is no way he can charge these guys down. But it looks like he is going on a charge against Loras Tyrell, trying to cut off the head off of the snake of the Tyrell army.
Broken and are fleeing.
Wow, this is going to be big if he can go ahead and kill Loras Tyrell. However, the Lannisters are turning up now. We have Tywin himself leading the advancement somewhere here. I think this big bulk. No, where is Tywin? Oh, Tywin is sitting back, not wanting to commit himself. Wait, holy crap, no, he hasn't. Okay, yeah. There we go. Davos Seaworth is going down, and that's going to be a big morale shock to this Baratheon army. Obviously, having, Stannis still alive is more important. But even still, it's going to be a big hit to their morale. As the units get tired, it's going to be pretty deadly. And yeah, Davos Seaworth has been routed from the battlefield. He could be dead as well for all I know. I think he is still alive here somewhere. Yeah, he is still alive, but he's retreating from the battlefield, wounded. Going away to lick his wounds, but to survive another day. How's the infantry fights going? Yeah, we have the Tyrells committing more men defending these streets. So these are soldiers that the men from Dragonstone are going to have to beat back if they're hoping to kind of commit through the city. I mean, honestly, if I was the Baratheons right now, seeing the strength of the Tyrells, I would quickly just try and push everything I can. Because if you can cut through these kind of weaker Stormcloak infantry units, make your way to the back layer, kill Joffrey, that's going to be all you need to do. If Joffrey is dead, Stannis is the only one who can rule. And also, a lot of these side paths are covered by the Gold Cloaks, who honestly are not that strong in combat. They just need to commit a lot of men and open up this path. I think taking this quadrant right here is really important, because once this part of the city is taken, then they can commit their men down multiple streets pretty securely. They can push down this way through the Colosseum. They can then use this side route as well to get around there. They can then commit men along this route to support the other positions as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be the key to the victory in this day for Stannis. Whether or not he's going to have enough men to do so is going to be another question, that is for sure. Especially with the Tyrells committing more and more men. We have the advancement right here coming forward, both these sides looking to commit up. Stannis forming up his shield wall as the Tyrells get closer and closer, looking for blood. Yeah, these guys are forming up quite nicely. The Tyrells charging. The Tyrells are charging in. Yeah, they are indeed. We're going to see them. Oh, they held, and now they're going to charge. Kind of more of a dense formation, not a bad plan. Here we go. Just gonna commit their way forward. Hey, that's not bad. Charge at the last second. Conserve any energy they can. It's not a bad plan. Over here as well, the Tyrells have broken forward. This is going to be huge. Wow, this is going to be massive. They've managed to break through Stannis' battle line. This is not looking good for Stannis, because now we're going to have Tywin Lannister coming in. Oh, wow. And all of these missiles are so vulnerable. They really needed to link up their armies. Stannis has committed far too many men into this fight for the streets, and it's going to leave his missiles really vulnerable. And Tywin Lannister is going to come in and cause havoc in the back ranks. Oh, what a brutal cavalry charge there. The Lannister Knights really killing so many. I wonder how many kills these guys are on right now. 100 already. They are being the focus of all the missiles, though. And unfortunately, there are no more cavalry. You can see Stannis is quickly bringing in more and more spearmen as the cavalry just run amok and kill so many of these archers. This is huge. Yeah, we needed some of Lord Davos's men to come in and maybe act as like another shield, because they are fighting the entirety of the Tyrell army, which continues to pour into the city. They really, really did need some of these soldiers who are just stationary over here to link up and kind of fight in a big portion, because, you know, Stannis is also committing more men. It does seem like they've managed to clear off the Lannister defenders here, and they'll be able to come around the side and open up this point, but losing their missiles is going to be extremely costly. It really, really is. Also seems like the Tyrells... What happened here? Oh, it's over here. We got the engagement, yeah. Does seem like the Dragonstone infantrymen have beaten off the assault from the men-at-arms spears from the Reach itself. But as you can see, yeah, they are pouring in. Tywin Lannister retreats back with his 300 kills. My god, them archers were easy pickings right there. Brutal stuff. Now all the forces are inside the walls beside Randall Tarley's contingent of infantry. And I don't know, even though the Baratheons have broken through on this right-hand side, I feel like they're going to slowly get boxed in. Yeah, you can see the Baratheons falling back right here. I feel like they're going to get slowly boxed in. Your infantry, if the infantry from the Tyrells can break down here and kind of cut off the retreat for the Baratheons, then there's going to be like kind of a reverse envelopment right here, and they'll slowly kind of cut them in. But again, you know, they have opened up a pretty clear path towards killing Joffrey, so if they manage to do that, it's going to be pretty insane. So right now, the defenders actually have 5,500 men, wow, and the attackers in the form of Stannis, they're down to 3,500, so they're definitely feeling this pain with the reinforcements of the Tyrells turning up. Oh, we do actually have a contingent of Tarly infantry who have come into the battle. Only some levies, so not the best men, and they're going to be charging in against the spearmen. Yeah, here we go, coming in, full force. Looking to break this shield wall with everything they've got. This spear wall is going to hold firm for now. We've got another one right here as well. Another line coming in. I love that skewer animation when they just hit that dude out of the air. Stannis is also moving himself into the town. Yeah, you can see that the rest of the Baratheon levies are just charging their way into the city now. They need to take these capture points, and they need to, I think, break this side of the defense, because it's just a nice way to come around. There is, however, spearmen at every single turn. Using a beautiful Lannister spearman right here, who do look very, very cool, defending this path as well to King's Landing. They will not give up this city without a fight. I mean, there is no escape for them, so they're going to have to give this siege battle everything they have. I really am interested to see, you know, look at this. The Baratheons are broken in the back. The Tyrell troops are just proving too much. They really, really are. And they're just flying into the city. And because the Baratheons are committing everything, they're not having a clear escape route at all. There's going to be no retreat from them now, especially now that Randall Tarly is committing the rest of his infantry on the orders of Loras Tyrell. You can see Randall Tarly himself coming in to help clear up these positions. Archer fire coming in. And it kind of feels like the Baratheons are now the ones enveloped, no longer the defenders of the siege itself. Over on this side as well, we can see the Lannisters fighting hard. They just need to cut their way through these Lannisters defenders. Because if they can get into the city, then, you know, and kill... Because all they have to do, right, is break in and take this capture point and hold it for 3 minutes. So it doesn't necessarily matter, or 3.5 minutes. It doesn't necessarily matter if they are not going to win the battle. If they can just take the city centre, it's almost like the Lannisters just break. Or the Tyrells and Lannisters just break and the battle's over, you know. They've killed the king. And, you know, Tywin's like, oh, this battle is fruitless. And just leaves. But with the Tyrells here, oh, Stannis Baratheon has gone in himself, leading the men. Obviously in the series, he does lead the men on the walls themselves, but he gets brought away when Tywin turns up. More bowmen as well. I mean, look at these Imperial. These troops look so nice. These levies from the Reach. Very, very nice. With the bowmen in support as well. The men-at-arms bowmen hammering away, pushing Stannis back. He can't use that cavalry. And Randyll Tarly is advancing forward. Going to get a beautiful rear charge on these poor Dragonstone levies who are just trying to flee. Get out of here. With more reinforcements turning up as well from the Reach. I think this is going to be all she wrote for Stannis. The Tyrell army is proving too strong. But I say that the Baratheons are making progress. They've managed to get their way onto what's soon to be the last line of defense. And I don't know, the Tyrells haven't committed any more men up here, so maybe they can. This is going to be close, because obviously I think there's no way they're going to win through brute force, right? The Tyrells and the Tarlys turning up is too much with the support of, Tywin and his cavalry. So Davos Seaworth is now dead, or he's fled the battle. Stannis is still alive, but his infantry is being caved in. So it's really up to this player right now, leading the levies from the Stormlands, to really commit to this battle and just try and break through the Lannister and Crownland defense and kill Joffrey and the Kingsguard. They are also starting to take back this position as well, which is not a bad idea, because it looks like the Tarlys and the Tyrells are coming through the city gate and looking to cut off a retreat. So they're going for total annihilation of the Baratheon army. They're looking to put an end to Stannis right here and give him no chance of coming back whatsoever. But whether or not, that's going to pay dividends in the end, who knows? We do have a pretty nice formation right here. The Gold Cloaks are leading the Lannisters in the defense of the city. Going to be charging in against the Baratheons, who are forming up here as they smash against the shield wall itself, taking many casualties. We also have some bowmen here as well. The archers are going to be volleying overhead, trying to kill as many of these Lannister men-at-arms as they can. Stannis and Randyll Tarly are going to be committing this glorious battle once again. If you guys didn't know, in the War of the Usurper, Randyll Tarly besieged Storm's End, where Stannis was defending, and basically starved him out for like a long time. Stannis was on the brink of starvation. They had to eat the horses. It was a brutal siege. But Stannis held, and his men held Storm's End. Randyll Tarly also won a pretty crucial battle as well towards the Reach. He was kind of the military commander of the time, and that kind of led to the siege of Storm's End, if there's something you didn't know. Because they had a pretty big battle. The Reach managed to send and chase Robert northwards. And then as Robert fled northwards, Randyll Tarly, instead of having the orders to charge forward, was ordered, I believe, by Mace Tyrell to actually go and siege Storm's End, which was not a bad strategy, for sure. But I think if the Tyrell army could have made itself northwards, they would have easily have, under the command of Randyll Tarly, I think they would have easily have won the Battle of the Trident. Well, not easily, but they would have won the Battle of the Trident. Very, very interesting stuff for sure. So only 9 minutes left in this battle. I think it's pretty clear who's going to win it on troop numbers, but maybe there is a chance. Because as you can see, this infantry line is looking pretty weak. We got archers covering it. Stannis is down to 51 men. I think he is still alive though, because I don't remember hearing the announcement. Yeah, there you go. Stannis is right there, charging forward. If I was Stannis right now, I'd be trying to escape, but there is no way to escape. The Lannisters are pouring in. We have a few Baratheon kind of contingents of infantry holding bravely. The Bands of Power is not looking good either. The attackers outnumbered 2-1, and that's never a good sign when the attackers are outnumbered this heavily. The Gold Cloaks charging in now to support the men of House Tyrell as they clear off the last of Stannis' infantry. Man, what a brutal battle this has been. From the fight on the walls to the street fighting to having these reinforcements turn up. And I always love doing these kind of more scripted battles. Oh my god, what's Stannis doing? He's coming so close to the missile fire. He needs to be very, very careful right there. I mean, the archers are killing these men right here pretty effectively. But it looks like they're getting javelins thrown at them as well. And that's actually just pikemen back here. Oh yeah, pikemen defended, okay. And Stannis is going to go for one reckless charge. But they are against guardsmen, so it's not a bad target to charge against. But I think Stannis is going to go down soon enough. You can see him right there facing off against the Lannisters. Trying to take down as many as he can. I mean, the Tyrells haven't sent any men down this long street, so the one true king, I think, makes his last stand right here. The cool thing about this mod as well is that the swords as well are really cool. As in, like, Jon Snow is actually wielding Longclaw as well, which I think is pretty cool. You can actually zoom in and see the sword. Stannis is going to fall back, but is he going to get out? Or is he going to be... Oh, Stannis has been slain! Oh, no, he isn't! He's come back to life! The Lord of Light has brought him back! And he's back again! Stannis is back again, and he is fleeing! He is fleeing! The Lord of Light has granted him immunity 2 times from death. And Stannis is fleeing. Dying 2 times is too much for Stannis Baratheon, and he is going to flee to fight another day. My god, that's hilarious. Stannis Baratheon flees the battle. His tail between his legs, but alive. Alive. After 2 mortal strikes. The Lord of Light works in mysterious ways, but without a leader, I think it is only a matter of time until the rest of the Baratheon army is completely enveloped and broken. The remnants of the Baratheons are completely surrounded now. They're having to box themselves inside of the city with any hope of survival. Hopefully, Tywin will be merciful, but I doubt it. You know, Joffrey is here, and he'll be wanting blood. A pretty brutal design right here. Pikemen focusing down this position. You know, without missile support, this is not going to go down. Randyll Tarly charging in, ripping through the Baratheon line. And I think this is going to be all she wrote for Stannis Baratheon. I mean, Stannis is already long gone right now. Don't know if we can see his cavalry. No, I think Stannis has already left the battlefield. And now it is just these last stands. Randyll Tarly about to come in. I wonder how many kills he has managed to rack up. 254. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more after this cavalry charge as he comes flying into the back of the Baratheon infantry. Brutal stuff right there. Look at them numbers just drop. Cavalry is just so brutal in this mod. Oh my god, they're being slaughtered. Jesus Christ. That was insane. And the rest of the Tarly men are making their way around here. The Baratheons are trying their best to break through here. Joffrey Baratheon is in reach. Look at him. He's up here taunting the men. I mean, maybe the Baratheons can break their way through. Joffrey is honestly going to go in here. The King's Guard. I think they are. Yeah, Joffrey is actually going to be committed with victory so assured. Joffrey's going to come in and try and claim that he won the battle here, not Tywin or Loras Tyrell. We can see the King's Guard supporting. Oh my god, the King's Guard are going down though. Wow. Joffrey is wielding a sword pretty magnificently. I'm not going to lie. God, how great would it be if their shot come in? But no, there we go. The end of a battle. A Pyrrhic victory. King's Landing was defended. But my god, what an intense battle that was. Especially with Stannis coming back to life. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. It was, yeah, pretty goddamn insane. So let's take a look at the kills. We'll start off with the defenders right now, and we'll take a look at the Tyrells. So these guys did turn up a little bit late to the battlefield. However, I think they were extremely impactful as Randyll Tarly got 347 kills. I think that's the largest out of any of the Tyrell and Tarly infantry, so pretty impressive right there. Going down to Deadman's defense, we can see that his bowman of the Gold Cloaks got 350 kills, and even the rest of the Gold Cloaks did do pretty decent considering they are basically just militia. And Tywin Lannister, over 600 kills. Amazing. Oh, I didn't see Bronn was in the battle. My bad. Oh, that's a shame. I'd love to have seen him. Obviously, he was there. You know, in the books, so in the TV series. Damn, it would have been awesome to see him. Then taking a look at Stannis. Stannis himself getting 164 kills. His levies doing kind of nice as they storm the gate, and some of his guardsmen spears getting over 260. Finally, the last Stormlands infantry, we can see 181 kills on these bad boys. The knights doing good, and obviously Lord Davos doing pretty nice as well. And this unit getting 182, so almost 200 kills on one infantry unit, not too bad. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more, and obviously hit the bell notification to always get notified whenever I make a video. Hopefully I made it light enough for you guys. Yeah, sure I did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.